Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the garden. Today's video is on highly drought-tolerant food plants, like this pindo palm here, also called a jelly palm. These are slow-growing palms. It's going to take a while before it's going to be producing the edible berries, but eventually, maybe in about 5 years, I might have some edible berries. But they're highly drought-tolerant, pretty cold-tolerant as well for a palm tree. Let's keep going here. Several of these I'm going to mention next are native plants, and being native to this area of Florida, they're used to our climate and our rainfall patterns. That makes them highly drought tolerant here, and you won't have to water them. And here's one right here. It's the native red mulberry. Excellent fruit tree, grows really fast, amazingly fast and well here. Because it is from Central and North Florida, it's, like I said, used to our growing conditions. They grow naturally without anybody watering them. So you don't have to water them. They'll be fine. Just get them established, and after that, they'll be fine. Let's see, let's keep moving here. We've got a bunch of native ones as well as non-native ones that I'm going to include in this video. Here's a native. It's called winged sumac. This is just a little winged sumac. They make the edible berries that you can make a really nice tea. It's like an apple cider hot tea you can make from the berries of these plants in the fall. Again, native, shouldn't have to water it at all once established if you want to grow this in Central and North Florida. Let's keep moving along here, look at some others. Back in this part of the garden, the next one is a non-native. It's jujube. Jujube is a great fruit tree that's it's grown in desert-like conditions because it's highly drought tolerant. This jujube's gone dormant and dropped all its leaves. Just planted it a few months ago. Highly drought tolerant, and I've got it planted way back here in the back part of my garden. I can't get back here and water as much as I can in other parts of the garden. Here's a native, Yaupon holly. Highly caffeinated leaves, supposed to have the highest caffeine content of any plant in the world. Take these dried leaves and make a tea out of them, and you have yourself a caffeinated drink. Let's see, beautyberry. Here's another one back here. Beautyberry, a native Florida plant, therefore once established, it'll do fine. You don't have to water it. Here's opuntia. We do have native opuntia in Florida. This one is a thornless opuntia, or thornless prickly pear. So the genus opuntia is native to Florida, and this is in that genus, but this species isn't native to Florida. But regardless, it's an excellent food plant. Nopali cactus, it's also called. You can take the tender pads and cook them up like you would green beans. Slice them up and cook them like any way you would use green beans would work as far as how you cook and use opuntia. Very drought tolerant food plant. Okay, let's keep going here. There's some important ones back this way. Highly drought tolerant. I mean, in general, I plant drought tolerant plants other than the tropical plants are usually pretty water hungry. But what I'm pointing out today are just specifically the food plants that are drought tolerant that you can grow in Florida, North Florida, Central Florida. And here's another one. This is the Mediterranean bay. So bay leaf herb that you use in cooking. That's what this is. It comes from dry, rocky areas around the Mediterranean. Super drought tolerant. Along those same lines, we've got oregano. Oregano also comes from the Mediterranean, dry areas around the Mediterranean. Super drought tolerant once established. Same thing for rosemary. Rosemary, wonderful herb. Get it started, get it established. You don't have to water that anymore. And let's move, there's a really good one in the greenhouse I don't have planted out yet. And that is pomegranate. So little pomegranate trees that I've got lined up in here. I'm gonna be planting these in the spring, and I'll be planting them back there in that back part of the garden where it doesn't get irrigated as much, just because it's further out and away from the house and hard to get to. So that area all back in there is where we'll be planting 10 more pomegranate trees in the spring. So I think that about covers it. I might have missed a few, but highly drought tolerant, food bearing plants. Important to have in a Florida food forest. We do have sandy soils that don't receive a lot of rainfall outside of our 4 rainy months, being June, July, August, and September. The rest of the year it's pretty dry and the soil's pretty sandy. It doesn't hold much water. So anything you can do to move toward more drought tolerant plants is a good idea. If you can get it planted and get it established and then forget about it, and then it'll still grow and give you some food, well, that's a wonderful thing. All right, that's it for today's video, y'all. Y'all take care now, and thanks for watching, and happy gardening.